Hello and welcome to Merlin's Manor. Today I'll be teaching how to play the solo mode of Arctic Roll by Rolling Rhino Games. They are the same people who produced the roll and write game Chateau, which I have a preview for on my channel as well if you want to check that out at the end of this video or in the description below. Now, Arctic Roll is a roll and write print and play game that is coming to Kickstarter on Tuesday, and you can check out the link to the Kickstarter as well in the description below. Now, if I make any mistakes or leave anything out, I'll be sure to provide edits in the description, so please check out the description for corrections and additions. Now, there are quite a few bonus icons in this game, so rather than front load the how to play with what each of the bonuses do, I'll be teaching the basic gameplay and how to score points at the beginning, and I'll go over the bonuses as we encounter them in the game. Now, the solo game is played over 9 rounds, multiplayer is played over 5 rounds, and for the solo game you're going to be rolling 3 dice of one color and an additional dice of another color. Then you're going to write in the boxes for that round the 3 numbers in ascending order. And so let's just say I'd roll some different numbers since I rolled all the same just there. So say I rolled 1, 3, 5, I'd write that 1, 3, 5 like that. And then this extra die is going to go right here. Always the different color die goes in this row here. And you'll choose one of the 3 dice, which will also give you a bonus for the round. And so let's just say that I chose this one here. I'm going to be using that 3, and I'll also be using that 5 as well. And we're using those 2 dice to do 2 actions, to move and to place. And you can do those in either order. And you'll be using that 1 die for the movement and 1 die for placement. Now, if you do not want to use the bonus for that round, which here is that pickaxe, you can choose one from a future round. Let's say I want to do this one here, and you'd X that out. You'd no longer get to use that number when you rolled that round, but you'd be able to use that bonus instead of the bonus here. And you would also X out right here to show that you did one of the 3 opportunities that you are allowed to do that in the game. Now, whichever bonus you choose, you will cross out from the grid below. So in this case, since I chose to do that future bonus there, I would go ahead and cross that one out there. And once you've crossed all of them out in a row, you will go ahead and circle that for 3 points. And same for all the ones in a column. And if you do all of them, not only would you get all of the rows and columns, but you also get 3 extra points here for having completed the grid. And so that is how you're going to be doing that to score up to 21 points if you get all of them done. So you'll begin from one of these 6 igloos, which I am circling so you can see where they all are. And movement must go in a straight line unless you're using a certain bonus and must be fully used. You also cannot move over open water or end in a space with a hole or a hunter in it. And if you cannot move, then you cannot use the dice and instead simply move 1 space. And you show your movement by drawing dashed line like that for however many you do. In this case, if we were using that 3, we'd be moving 3 there. And then placement is based on the number of pips on the die, and will have you placing out hunters by drawing triangles and or a hole. And so in this case with a 5, you draw a hole there using a circle for the hole. And triangles, you could draw like, say, here to show your hunters. And it shows you right here in this chart how you would draw those out. And you can rotate that in any way. But I wouldn't be putting a hunter here because there is an open water space here, so that extra one would just be wasted in that sense. Now, if you place a hunter next to open water, you get to color in a fish for doing so. And at the end of the game, you're going to be scoring points if you have a hunter next to open water based on how many fish are colored in there. Now, you can move, then use your placement bonus, or you can place first and then move. As you move across the board, you claim any bonuses moved through and can use them on that turn. You also get bonuses if you place a hunter covering a bonus. As you'll notice, if I take this off for a second so you can see, you'll see that I put a hunter over this 2 snowshoe bonus here, which is a bonus which allows you to move 2 spaces. And so I could actually then move to there after I placed that hunter down. Now you score points at the end of the game for various things. For every hole that you placed, you're going to score 1 point for each hunter that is surrounding that hole. And some bonuses will actually double this. In multiplayer, you also get 5 points for placing a hunter next to a hole that was created by another player. As you're scoring these different holes, you're going to place the number of how many hunters you had in these, and you'll add them up in this section here. You also score 1 point per colored in fish in open water next to at least 1 hunter. And so in this case, you score 2 right there, and you record that right there. You for the 3 there for that section with the hunters around the hole there. In this next section, you'll score for any igloos that you have at least one hunter by. And so in this case, we only have one. Let's say later in the game I had gone over here and over here. Then I would be able to score 3 of these. And you score whatever's in the highest scoring circle there, which is a 5. And so I score 5 points just like that. For the shells, for every shell that you cross through, you get to circle one of these, as well as there's a bonus over here that does that. And so let's say I had gone through a whole bunch of these and gotten all the way down to here, and I would score 16 because that is the highest circle scored there. You also here score for this area over here, which is, I filled in all of them. If that happened like that, I would score 21 points. Otherwise, you just basically add up 3 for each row or column, and you would score those amount of points there. You add up all of your points here, and you would put it in here, and that would be your score for the game. And you try to beat your score in your future games. And that's how to play Arctic Roll. So let's go ahead and get into the game. Okay, so I'm going to grab the dice and roll them. I've got a 1, a 2, and a 5, and then a 5 for that one. So in ascending order, we go 1, 2, 5, and then we write 5 for the red die there. And so now I can choose which one of these I want to use and where I want to start from. And I think I like to use the 5 because it gives you a bunch of things around there. Oh, but for this first part, I might actually use something else. For this first part, I'm actually going to use the 2. And it's going to give me the pick bonus. So I'm going to cross that out. And I'm going to use the placement first. I'm going to go ahead and place here and here. That covered up a shell, so I get to circle the first one of those, which gives me 0 points so far. And because this hunter is next to here, I get to mark that. And now if you notice, I've also got a hunter next to this igloo here. So at the end of the game, that's going to score for that. I can go ahead and circle that now to let me know that I've already gotten that one. And so I use my placement bonus using the 2 there. And now I'm going to use the 5 for movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. And because I use the pickaxe bonus, I get to put a hole right here. And because I move through there, I get to circle another one of these. Now I'll score 1 point at the end of the game for the shells if that's all that I get. So I use 2 for the placement, 5 for the movement. And now I'm next to another igloo over here. If I can get some hunters out there, that will be good for me. So now I've rolled 2 1s. I'm just going to leave these in here. 2 1s, a 2, and a 1. That was a really low roll this time. That might not be bad for me. So I'm going to want to use the 2. And what these bonuses did on this first row here is this first one here allows you to go ahead and use that number for another movement. So it only 1 extra movement there, but if I had 4, then it'd be 4 extra movement. This one allows you to add a hole, and this one allows you to change directions as you're moving, which can be very useful when you're stuck in an area. Now this one gives you an extra 2 movement. This one allows you to stop in the middle of your movement and do your placement. Normally you can't do that. You have to finish your movement first. And then this one allows you to place out 2 fish because there are 2 fish in that symbol there. And so I'm actually going to go ahead and use the 2 for the placement right now. And I'm going to place here and here, which also gives me another one of these. And I go ahead and circle them or otherwise indicate that I've already know that I have that one just to help myself. That's not necessarily in the rule book, but that's something I do to help myself here. And now because this hunter is next to here, I can go ahead and color in one of those. And now also, because of that 2 fish bonus, I get to color in any 2 fish. I'm just going to go ahead and do these ones here to just fill in this area because I know that I'll be able to score fully for this now. 2, 4, 6 for that hunter right there. And so that is the end of that. And then all I can do is move 1. And for my 1 movement, I'm going to move this way. Remember, I can't move on to one of these spaces if that's going to be ending my movement there. So I really only had 1, 2, 3 options for 1 movement there. So I didn't get very far on that one, but let's see what happens in the next round. I got 2, 3, and 4. And I've got a 4 for that one. And then last round I used the fish bonus, so I'm going to cross that off down there. And so now what do I want to do? We have, this one gives you the ability to circle another one of your shells. This one, for every hunter that you place, is going to be worth 2 points, and you'll indicate that by drawing a 2 on your board. And this one here, if you claim this bonus, you gain an extra virtual dice of the value shown that you maybe used before, between, or after you use another dice for either movement or placement. So basically, you're going to either get double movement or double placement there from that die. And I got 4 and 3. 1, 2, 3 if I do that. Or I could go 1. No, wait. I go 3 because I'm here right now. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to there using this number. And I get to place out based on 4, which is going to be 2 on one side and 2 on the other. That doesn't really... No, that doesn't translate well. Let's get rid of that. Let's try something else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could go up that way. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go 1, 2. I got these shoes, so 3, 4, 5. Using the 3 for movement plus 2 extra movement for that. And then I'm going to do the 4 placement, which means I'm going to place here, 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 and here. I placed a hunter next to this igloo, so I'm going to be able to get another one of those. And then I have 2 movement that I can then use from here, which I will use to go 1, 2 to here, claiming that. Okay, I need to try and get back in there and get a hole in there ideally, but I also want to get over to here, because this one here, if you place a hole here, it becomes worth twice as many points, and I forgot to use my bonus here. Don't draw those. I actually draw 2s because of that bonus. So, and we cross off the bonus down there. I'm going to try and get over here to get that extra bonus there on a future round. 1, 2, 4, and a 4. So now I need to try and find my way over there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 to here would be nice. Now we've got a 4 already. Or wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, I know what I'm going to do. No, I don't, because it's not going to give me a hole. I do not like the dice on this one. The combination is just not working for me. I feel the best I can do is I'm not going to be able to score all of the bonuses down here if I do this, because I've already done the pickaxe once. But I'm going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. I get to circle that. And then using the 2 for the placement, I'm going to place here and here, which is going to get me another one of those. And let's hope better things are in store this round. Oh, high numbers when I don't need the high numbers. 4, 6, and 6. And the 5. I was hoping to get 1, 2, 3 into there. I can circle back around for that eventually, though. That one allowed me to place on the way somewhere, which could be useful. Or actually, in this situation, might not be that useful. Oh, I forgot to do that for that hunter. I'm just going to go ahead and use the 6 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go ahead and do this one here. And I'm going to go ahead and take the addition of fish. No, actually, I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do that one because it's just better for getting this bonus here. Do I want to place in the middle on this one? Let's see. If I stopped here for a moment and used that extra placement, here, and I'll be placing with the 5. I can do that, 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 and that. It's going to give me another one of those. I'm ending there. So basically what I did here is I used this bonus, which allows me to place in the middle of my movement. I placed it there with using the 5 die here, and the 6 was my movement. I'm ignoring that because I didn't have any extra that I could move with that. And so I'm going to end right here. So 1, 2, and 6. and then a 3 for the red die. So I would really like to get up there. Okay, I'm gonna first use, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Too far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Would land me on an igloo, actually. That's fine. So actually, no. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, yeah, I like that. I like that. I'm going to use the 6 here. Cross off that bonus. And I'm going to first use the 3 placement. So I'm going to place a circle and those, which is going to give me another one of those, and be able to cross that out like that. Which also gets me next to here. And then I'm going to move up here 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to use the placement bonus for the 6 to do that. Got a shell. The 6 goes all the way around, but it's being kind of wasted because those aren't filling in. But hey, I managed to encircle another one of them, get around one of those. I also get to claim that. So not terrible. Not terrible at all. 1, 4, and 6. And then 5 for the red die. So on this one, I really like the idea of using that 6 and being able to turn midway through. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get to dig a hole. 4, 5, 6. Although, don't know if you're allowed to dig a hole originally on there, but I wouldn't want to use the placement for the 5 there anyway. So really that's going to get wasted because I'm using the 5 as the other one. But that's going to be a double hole. And for the placement, I'm going to somewhat waste the 5 here a little bit because I'm only going to be adding 2 hunters because that one's already got hunters on it. But I do get to claim one of those. And now that one's going to be worth a lot of points because it doubles the amount for the hunters. And so I got 2, 4, 5, 6 hunters, which then doubles to 12. So that is a very good that I got in there. And I use this bonus, which allows for that turning in the movement there. Oh, and so far I have gotten 3, 6 like that. 1, 3, and 5. And for the red die, another 3. So what am I going to do this round? Is I've got myself a little stuck in this area. That's the only bad thing about what I've done. So I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to use this 1 here. Cross that bonus there off. And I'm going to be moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the 3 movement there, plus that bonus gives me 2 more movement. It's also going to be 3 points there. And then for the 1, I'm just drawing a hole there, unfortunately. Now for the last round, roll the dice, 3, 4, 6. And 2 for the red there. So I could utilize the 6 and just put a bunch around this hole. I could use the 3, and that would give me that completed to get me 3 bonus points. I could use the 4 and double up on either the 4 or the 2 action. If I cross through here, I get to place a hole, even though most of the other numbers wouldn't let me do that. There's just so many options here that all seem like they could be okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I went there with 4, I wouldn't be able to place a hole is the problem of that plan. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 this way. Or no. 1, 2 this way. I could use the 4, double up my placement there, and have a hole. That may just be the best bet. Well, it would get me 4, 5, 6, 7 if I use that bonus. Oh, if I go this way, I could get... Okay, I am going to use that one. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I get that for that one, and I get another one for that one. I got 20 points there. I've maxed out that one. I got that too. Now, I use the 2. I don't know if that was the best move, but it's what I did. I use the 2. It's not going to do any good, really. Oh, I could have used the 2 beforehand, though. I should use the 2 first. If I use the 2 first, it's going to be there and there, which gives me a fish. So yeah, I used the 2 placement first, then I moved over here with a 3. Got those. Yep, that's the end of the game right there. Now, we add up our score, and just make sure I didn't miss any of the igloos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I got exactly that, which I believe is it's a 10 under there. Is that right? Yeah. So 10 under there, so that's 10 points for that. Now let's go up and handle all of the holes. We got a hole right here, which is 2, 4, 5, 6 times 2 is 12. Come over, where's the next hole that I placed? We got this hole here is going to score 1, 2. Man, I did very little on the holes this round. This one here is 1, 2, 3. This one here, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one right here, 1, 2. And there's no holes down in this area. Man, I usually do a lot more holes and get a lot more points per hole than this. I don't know what I was doing this round. And then we come down here to score the fish. Oh, let's go ahead and add this up. 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23. Come down here for the fish. Maybe I did better on the fish. This one's got 1, 2, 3, 4 on it. And then this one's got 1, 2, 3 that scored. That one scored 0. That one over here scores 1, 2, 3. That one over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10, 14. That's 20 points there. 10 there for all the igloos. 20 there because I got all of the shells filled in. Over here, I'm going 3, 6, 9, 12. To add all of that up, and I've got 20, 43, 53, 73, 83, 85. 85, a decent score. Not one of my best games, but this shows you basically how to play this game. And so I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's given you something to think about for this game, whether it's a game for you or not. There are a lot of interesting kind of combinations you can kind of focus on, and whether you want to place that placement first and then move, or the other way around. There's a few places I probably should have placed first when I didn't. I just got focused too much on moving quickly and trying to get places. But there's so many different ways that you can focus on, and you can focus on getting all the bonuses, but then you're giving up points sometimes on maybe duplicating. Sometimes I find it better just to duplicate your hunters that you're putting out twice instead of even going for those bonuses. Because some of the bonuses are weaker than other bonuses. The ones that just allow you to move a little bit more. I'm not as big of a fan of those ones as the ones that give you the ability to put a hole down, or give you the ability to double your hunters that you're putting out, or do an extra placement or movement. I find those to be more beneficial oftentimes. And so it just really depends. It depends on what you're doing and how you're going about it. Every game is going to be a little bit different, I think, just because the dice are going to come out differently. They're going to influence you to go a different direction based on what you're able to do. Oftentimes, there were times when I was like, I really wanted to go that way, but the dice were just either too big a number or too low a number. And so it's got a lot of cool, kind of interesting things to go with. It is a beat-your-own-score game, so keep that in mind as to whether this is a game for you or not. I do believe they're going to come out with some sort of chart to show you how well you did, or maybe a bar, a standard to get above, or something to that effect. But For now, it's just straight beat your own score, try to do better each time. And yeah, so this is how you play Arctic Roll. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.